Hi everyone, I am so excited today to show you what I got from my Varagesale thrifting haul. I got everything here for $19. Okay, so if you haven't heard of Varagesale, it's an online app. It's free and it's Varagesale with a V, so virtual garage sale. And I love it. There's a desktop version too, but I love it because it's way safer than Craigslist. There are 3 steps that they make you take that I feel ensures a lot more of a safer transaction. So number 1, you have to have a Facebook account. So you need to be a real person. Number 2, they have local admins for each community who live in that community who will approve or decline your request to join that community. I feel like that makes it way more accountable. It's not someone sitting in an office across the country deciding if you should be a member of this community or not. It's someone actually checking your Facebook profile. So that makes it a lot safer. And then number 3, you're restricted to just your community that you live in. So that really cuts down on spam. I feel like it keeps everybody accountable, and you know that when you're going to go buy something or if you're selling something, it just keeps it a lot safer. Plus, I should also mention there's a praising system. So every time you make a purchase or someone makes a purchase from you, you have the opportunity to praise them. So you can go and really check people out to see if they're, you know, a verified buyer or a highly praised buyer, I should say. So it just takes a lot of the scariness away of buying used stuff online. My mom is a hardcore thrifter and she's very, very good at finding deals anywhere, but I've never truly been into it, and not until about the last year or so. And it's not because I have anything against thrifting itself. I think for me, I don't like to dig. It's the same reason I don't really like to shop at Winners. I don't want to dig through an entire store looking for things. However, I find that online, that's a totally different experience. So I love digging through Varagesale, and because everything's categorized, so I can dig for toys in a toy-only category. You can also follow categories as well. So I know, for example, that I'm looking for clothing in the size 3T for my daughter, so I will follow girls 3T clothing sizes, and every time something's added to that category, I get a notification. So what happens when you purchase something, you go usually and pick it up from that person. And often what people will do is they'll leave a bin out on their front step, and you open up the bin, your stuff is in a bag with your name on it, and then you leave the money in an envelope for them. And now that sounds like, well, you must have to have a lot of trust for that to work well. But I've probably done 75 transactions on Varagesale in the last year or so, and I have never ever once been ripped off, and I've never heard of anybody being ripped off either, just because it really keeps everybody accountable. So one of the cool things about Varagesale as well is, of course, you can post items that you already have for sale. So that's great for decluttering, getting rid of stuff, clearing out the garage, what have you. But there's also a small business directory. So if you own your own small business, you have a place to post there, which is fantastic. It's free advertising for anybody who's local to you. So as you can see, I've posted that I am a unique representative, and if anybody else is looking to start their own online business, that they can contact me. And even though my business is not restricted to my local area, it's still free advertising. So let me show you what I got. First things first, I bought this Italian jersey for my son. This was $5, and it is a jersey, not the thickest of jerseys, but it still is a jersey, not a t-shirt. Now there were a couple of flaws in it, which the seller didn't tell me, but I felt like for $5, it was still a good deal. There's a little hole on, but that's on the seam, so that's really easy to fix. And some of the stitching is coming out of the bottom. It's a bit too big for my 5-year-old, but that will be something that he can grow into. We love soccer. My husband's Italian, so this is a perfect $5 pick. So next up, I got this Oshkosh jacket or sweater, whatever you call it. It was $5. It was for my 5-year-old, and it's in such good shape. I was really, really happy with this purchase. Knew I probably would have paid about $20 for it. So $5. It's in great condition. It doesn't even look like it's seen a dryer. There's not one pill on it at all. The cuffs are really good and clean, which isn't always easy for kids' clothes to find. So really, really happy with this find. Also, I don't know if you've seen this movie, but if you haven't, it's fantastic. And it's a documentary, and it talks about fast fashion and what the true cost really is of these fast, fashionable pieces, what they do to the environment, all the chemical pollutants that it's putting into the air and even even on the clothes we're putting in our body, and also what it's actually doing for people's lives, which is not much and actually quite dangerous. So I highly recommend you watch it. But what it kind of reiterated for me was that I need to consume a little bit less. And like me and my family, we try to follow green-ish living. And the reason I say green-ish living is because we're not perfect, we're not hardcore, and I kind of feel like just do what you can do. I worry sometimes that we get on a pedestal about who recycles better and who's eating more organic, and that I don't like that vibe that happens sometimes around trying to do better for yourself or the planet or your bodies or people's lives, right? So I think do what you can, do the best you can. And that being said, one of the things we're trying to do is not to buy into fast fashion. Now, if you have kids, that is so hard because kids grow extremely fast, they wreck everything, and to buy good quality anything is extremely expensive and they barely get to wear it. And if you buy things that you can afford, it's definitely buying into that fast fashion industry. So what I've tried to do and what I'm trying to do is to buy, secondhand thrifting items, and just to pull back from that loop a little bit in the best way that we can. So my next find was also $5. I picked up these soccer cleats for my 5-year-old. These are Wilson soccer cleats, and my 5-year-old has been through, this is the 3rd pair of soccer cleats in the last 2 seasons. So just growing like crazy, and you can't even tell that he used the last 2 pairs. So I thought, no, this time we're not buying new. I'm gonna see if Varagesale has them. So instead of 45 or 50 bucks, $5, and these ones are already getting tight on him. So it's such a good idea to buy. If you need soccer cleats, check Varagesale. Super happy with this purchase. My next purchase was this Usborne reading games book. I love Usborne books. They are a publishing company out of the UK, and everything they put out is high quality. I picked this up for $2, and even though it's a slightly older book, it's in fantastic condition. And we are homeschooling kindergarten, and we may homeschool throughout elementary. We're not sure yet, but I love educational books, love Usborne books, and I have a book addiction, so I can pretty much justify purchasing any book that's out there. Okay, last but not least, I got these 2 games for $1 a piece, and I got them from the same seller as the Usborne book. So 1 trip, total score. I have History of Canada and Geography of Canada, and I think it's so nice to have educational games, right? Whether you homeschool or not, that's a fantastic way to learn. And for me, I know my knowledge on Canadian geography and history could definitely be amped up quite a bit. So $2, this will be a great addition to our game library. So I got all of that for $19. I'm super happy with that Varagesale haul. And tell me, have you ever tried Varagesale? And if you have, let me know what you like, what you usually go for, what categories you follow. I tend to look for kids' toys, kids' clothes, and also books. Those are like the 3 main items, that are 3 main categories that I always gravitate towards. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing. Have a great day, guys.